Hello everyone and welcome back to BLVC channel, and today we are going to be making Oreo cupcakes. Now before we get started, just remember to like and subscribe if you like this video. The ingredients we need to make this is 1/2 cup of oil, 1 cup of water, and 3 eggs. And then there's a bunch of other instructions for the oven. So right now I'm preheating the oven to 350 degrees so it gets nice and warm. Here, all I'm doing is taking out all of the dry ingredients that came with the cupcakes already, and I'm going to be putting them into the bowl. It is now time to get that 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and I'm going to be measuring that out right now in my measuring cup. Here, I'm just pouring it into all of my dry ingredients. The next ingredient is that 1 whole cup of water, and I already measured that out, and now I'm just going to pour it into the bowl. This is what everything looks like so far without the eggs, and now we are about to go add those in. This is me just checking on the oven temperature really quickly, and it's not at 350 degrees just yet, so we have enough time to stir this up before it reaches the degrees we want it to get to. Now that I'm all done mixing, I'm going to begin getting my pans ready, and these are the cupcake wrappers that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be putting into these cupcake pans. I know what you're thinking, these cupcake wrappers are Christmas colors, but they're the only ones that I had, so I just have to deal with it. Now I'm going to be placing my batter into these cupcake wrappers, so that when they're in the oven, they can bake inside of these wrappers. And this part does get very messy, and I'm not the best at it, but let's just give it a try, shall we? Now that all of these cupcake wrappers are filled, I'm going to be tapping the pan slightly, not too hard, just to get all of the air bubbles from the batter up to the top, so that when they bake, it's not too fluffy and it bakes perfectly. This is my second pan, and I have 2 extra cupcake wrappers that I'm just going to take out so they don't burn in the oven, and I'm just tapping the pan again lightly to get all the air bubbles out so they bake correctly. Finally, the oven is done preheating, and it is at 350 degrees. Now I'm going to be putting my cupcake pans into the oven. Just want to warn you, you do want to have an adult around always while you're putting anything that you're baking into the oven in case of burn injuries or anything that could go wrong. You can see here that for 24 cupcakes, it is 16 to 20 minutes for them to bake fully, and I'm just going to be setting it in between at 18 minutes so that it's like a perfect amount of time for them to get baked. Okay, so now that they just finished baking, I'm going to grab a toothpick so I can test if they're actually ready, and my oven mitt, of course, so I don't get burnt. So here, this is what I needed the toothpick for. I'm going to stick it into the cupcake and take it out to see if there's any batter on it, which there is not. So that means that these cupcakes are perfect and they're ready to come out of the oven. It's now time for my favorite part of baking, decorating. I am so excited to get started. I just want to clarify that I did let these cupcakes cool before I'm about to start decorating them, because if I didn't, the frosting would just melt off of it and it would be disgusting. So let's start frosting. Let's get these out of the way and bring the Oreos back into frame, shall we? Next up, we are going to be making a Oreo cookie crumble topping for our cupcakes, because these are Oreo flavored cupcakes. And we're going to want about 3 Oreos at the very least, and you're also going to want a bag and something to smash the Oreos with. Next, you're going to put all 3 of your Oreos into the bag and make sure it is locked and sealed tight. You don't want any crumbs escaping because this could be very messy. And you're going to start smashing. Have fun with this part and go a little crazy. Next, you're just going to take a pinchful of the cookie crumbles and start putting them on top of the cupcake so it looks exactly like this. This is what the finished product should look like of our Oreo flavored and themed cupcakes for today. Let's try it, shall we? Yep, these Oreo cupcakes were 100% amazing. I love them so much. And if you loved this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and just comment below of more video ideas you want us to do. And thank you so much for watching.
BLVC channel.